So with that heat, parents of young athletes, it's really important for us to watch for heat-related illness in that aspect. Lindsey Buckingham spoke with a Cleveland Clinic ER doctor, got some insight on keeping kids safe at these sporting events.
Dr. Jason Milk is the medical director of Cleveland Clinic's Hillcrest Emergency Department. He says this sudden temperature spike creates unique risks for young athletes who haven't had the time to adjust.
The particular challenge right now is that we really have not acclimated well to the heat, right? So we've really had a very mild start to our summer with very moderate temperatures, and we haven't had a lot of that heat.
Heat illness starts with symptoms many parents might dismiss.
And they could be things like swelling of the extremities, mild cramping of the muscles, some GI upset, whether it's some mild nausea, maybe some vomiting.
But those early warning signs can quickly escalate to something much more serious.
And as that continues to progress, we get into mild symptoms of then heat stroke, which would be confusion, change of mental status. You may notice that some of the early signs where you're actually sweating profusely, the sweating maybe start to stop.
For young athletes in uniforms, Dr. Milk recommends getting creative with cooling tricks.
You can go so far as to actually dump water right over the head, wet your hat, dump water down your back, or things like that to actually get your uniform wet to provide that evaporation.
Other creative cooling tips include hydrating fruits like watermelon and berries, eating salty foods as long as you have no medical issues, placing a bag of rice in the freezer to use as a cooling pack, and putting your pillowcase in the freezer.
So you can freeze fruits, so as they eat them, it's providing extra hydration.
Dr. Milk says the key is to hydrate 24 hours before game time and take frequent breaks in the shade. He also wants us to check on our neighbors, especially the elderly. Christy?
Oh, such great reminders. Good information there. Thank you so much, Lindsey. Really appreciate it. There are a couple other things to note here for you. First of all, if you are looking to cool off, you may want to avoid the beach. Here's why. Tonight, the water quality at both Edgewater and Villa Angela Beach is poor due to high levels of bacteria. And second, as this heat wave hits, there are cooling centers open across the area. Several rec centers in Cleveland will be open Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday from 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. In Akron, the Summit Lake Community Center will be open Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for anyone who needs to cool off a little bit.